Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Today it has been an extraordinary day. It's been lovely. The weather has been bright here in the UK. Let me know how the weather is doing where you are in your part of the world. So, this is it. This is the second live, and today I'm trying something different. I'm trying something new. I am streaming on Facebook and on my YouTube page. Ooh, let's see how that goes. But I will be sharing this across all of my Liberty Code pages, platforms, as a learning tool. So I said to you that I will be back. I posted earlier on, a couple of hours ago, I think now, the first and then method in the blog post. So please, if you see it, read it, like it, and share it. I would really, really appreciate that. So as I can see, there are no viewers yet, but I know that you're coming on, and I'm really wanting to welcome you to the discussion, because I was asked several times, are you doing parenting? And I had said no, but that has since changed because I can use platforms like this in order to speak to you. So good evening, and I hope you've had a lovely day. You can post in the comments below. I did post something about giving permission for your name to be used, but if I can see your comments, I will share them. So we have Sharon Fevray. Good evening, Sharon. How are you? I hope you're doing well and that you're enjoying this lovely weather. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be talking about the first and then method. If you do have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will share them on this platform. This is a place that we can learn and grow and develop together as parents of any age, just to give encouragement and support during these times. So how are you doing, Sharon? Let me know in the comments below. I managed to get that to work. I think that's so, so cool. So first and then method, that is what we're going to be looking at today. I'm really, really interested to share this with you because this is my number one. I started doing the parenting, I think I was asked to do it in 2012, I believe. It was my brother. He was a facilitator and he was saying to me how good the course was and was like, Ruth, I think it would really, really help you. And so I thought, okay, well, let me know the details and I'm happy to jump along. It was one of the best decisions I made. Have you ever made a decision in your life and it just plans out to be really, really good? You might have taken a lot of learnings from it. You might have been able to change a situation or circumstance that you might have been in. You might have been able to improve or develop on yourself. And that is literally what the parenting course done for me. So, oh, good, Sharon. It's good to hear that you're good. That's wonderful news. So I'm just there sharing about my experience with this person then and why it is my favorite. And if you are listening on the replay and you have comments that you want to make while it's being shown, just do #replay and place your comments and I will respond. At least then I know that you're watching the replay and stuff. So good evening. Good evening. Hello. Hey, Carol. Yes. Oh, thank you for joining. We'll see you very soon then. Thanks. Thank you so much. So, my brother, he was a facilitator and he said to me, like I said, come, I think it will really help you. And what really I took away from it initially was we're brother and sister. We grew up in the same household. And he was explaining how facilitating is really helping him to unpack a lot of things. And, you know, it's about doing the follow-up activities. You've got to get involved. Sometimes we want things to change, but we have to be involved in the change in order for that to happen. So, hey, you're right there, Carol. Good to see you this evening. Just going over the first and then method. Now, I did go in 2012. I just thought, yeah, you know, I need the support. I could do with it right now because, you know, going through that 12, going on 22 kind of thing wasn't really working for me in my parenting toolbox. What I had, it was a lot of bickering. It wasn't doing me any good. Like, the children are growing. Sometimes they surpass you, like my son at 6'3". Sometimes they're at the same level in height, I'm talking. Anyway, but we should always want our children to grow and excel. So I can see some messages popping through, and I will be highlighting them so I can get to see. Yes, I'm good, thank you, Carol, and it's good to hear that you're doing really, really well. So when I attended that class, it was a small class. It was only a few of us, but I really enjoyed attending. It was 3 hours a week, but it was 3 hours away from my children. It gave me time to sit down and reflect, work on myself. I felt like it was like a personal development journey. If you've done the parenting program that I'm talking about, Strengthening Families, Strengthening Communities, and you felt that it was like a transition, a journey, an empowerment, let me know in the comments in the thread, because when I done it as a parent, that's how I was feeling. I was feeling at a time that I was at a low, and I just needed some support, some guidance, some help, some clues, some tips, and I joined. It was great because it was a platform of talking and learning, sharing, laughing, seeing the same and differences in different people. It was really, really good. And I know sometimes people might have a negative thought to do in parenting classes, but I want to encourage you, it is probably the most positive thing to do. So positive that even though courts identify parents that need a parenting program so that they can, you know, implement certain changes or orders for parents to have care of their children. So it is highly recognized. So I wouldn't see it as a negative. I would see that as more of a positive thing. And I delved in, I took the leap of faith, and I enjoyed it a lot. Session 1, session 2, session 3, yeah, was really getting into it. Session 4, it was like an explosion. That boom went off. A method, a technique was shared, and it really, really helped me. I was just like, thank God. I felt like I had been saved, because, you know, you've heard of maybe terrible twos. Well, it was like terrible twos, terrible threes, terrible fours, 5, 6. It's like, when does it end? When does that period in the parenting end? But there were other extenuating circumstances as to what was going on. But over the weeks, we'll share. So this method, this is why I want to share it with you, because like I said, it's my favorite. It is a tool that I think will help you, and I was really able to get it so that you could either read it or see it here, but I want you to share your comments on this method. So let's just go ahead and try this out. So first and then, this is the method that I'm talking about. There are 4 tips that are used, and they're very, very simple and easy to do. And I want you to let me know how you feel about them. Here comes the first one. So step 1 is to use clear instructions. And it says to allow 5 to 15 minutes for your child to respond. So what is it that you know, you would want to have as your first and then, because this is about improving behavior. So you can imagine it will be a set of instructions, especially if we're using clean, clear language. What do you actually want your child to do? I found there were times where I'll be asking and asking and asking, and I didn't feel I was getting very far. Has anyone ever had that experience where you're talking, you're communicating, you're using words, but there is very, very little action? So these are just a few key tips that you can use, and they're all laid out here for you. Give a first and then message. A, first you must do, then you can do. So, what would you fill in the blanks? It could be something such as, first you must tidy up your room, then you can go outside to play. That could be one. And, you know, I am mindful that these method is like for children who are young and growing into teenage years. So you know your child, you know them best. I had one who presented with very challenging and very difficult behaviour, and was diagnosed with ADHD when she was how old? I think she was like 5 or 6, very hyperactive. Sit down, sit down. Like, I'm gonna share with you later on the putting to bed, when you're having to learn how to put your children to bed. I lost count after 70 times of putting her to bed in the same night. Yes. And then, because you have a little community there encouraging you, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. So this is what I'm here to kind of share tools and tips with you. So it could be something like that. You know, first you tidy up your room, then you can go out to play. What's next? When you, then I will. So what are some of the things that you think that you could put in the blanks? So we have, evening Trisha. Hey, you're right. Good to see you. Good to see you. What am I saying? You are a star. Thank you so much, sweetie. So we are covering, thank you so much for joining the first and then method. And I was literally just going through them quickly. So you haven't missed much. We're working on the second one. So you could use the same example again as, when you tidied up your room, then I will go to the park with you. It could be something as simple as that. I think I like this because of the language. That's one that you could use. And that might be enough for your child. You know, where your child is in their learning, age, development, needs, whether medical learning, those A and B, that might work for you. Then there's another one. It steps up the ante just a little bit. First you must do before anything else. Did you hear that? First you must do before anything else. So it could be still with the tidying up the room. Let's just stick with that for now, yeah? First you must tidy your room before anything else. So before you go on the PlayStation, before you go to the park, before you get up and, I don't know, go in the garden, because we're not really traveling much these days, but that's before anything else. And as you can hear, the language is changing and it is up in the ante. Are you liking this so far? So let me know in the love hearts and in the comments in the thread. Lovely to hear that. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're good. What is Carol saying? When you tidy up your Lego, I will play with you. Yes, see? That's a good one. Tidy up the Lego, because I'm sure it'll probably be the same Lego that they want to be playing with. And we've got another one. First, you must change your attitude. I like it. I like it. So we're going to continue because, like I said, I want to be sharing with you my favourite one, and it's D. When I sat in that parent in, and you can ask my brother, I hope he watches this and he comments or plays it back or puts a message in, because when I heard those words, it sat with me. It sat. I said, this will work. Like I said, I pictured it. I saw it in my head working. Like I hadn't formulated those words myself. So sometimes you might be having conversations with people, engaging, seeing how somebody else is with their children, and you can pick up skills, good ones, and take them for your learning and have them in your family. Thank you so much for the love. I really, really appreciate it. So then here it is. This is what it was. Oh my, let me hide that. So my favorite one. Nothing will be done for you or with you until. Did we hear that? Nothing will be done for you or with you until you. That, oh glory, that, when I heard those words, I laughed. I laughed so much because I'd never said that to my child before. Never. And I did, and it worked. I did not do A, B, C, and D. I just went straight to D because I knew my child and I knew that would work, and it did. Your child might benefit from the A. They might not even need this method, first off. They might not even need this. You may have that child that is very compliant, that does. Praise them. When they're doing the things that you ask them to do, praise them for it and thank them for listening and caring and helping, doing as they're told, packing their toys away. But for those that don't hear, for the ones who feel they know all the answers and without you they can survive, and they're what, 12? You got to step up the ante, and D was the one. D was the one. That is my favorite one. And you know what? Today I asked my child, I said, do you remember me using the first and then method? She was like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Because then it was confirmation that years down the line, that is still there. Because our children are dependent on us and we need to be able to get on better with them. We need to be able to communicate, and there are certain things that would need to be done in the household to function. And if it is a case of tidying up your room and you want it done and it's not getting done, that's one of the first things you would want to take place. I've got a couple more comments coming in, so I'm just going to take a look at that. Here we go. So I say that all the time. Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. And we've got another one comment. I'm praying for compliance. Yes, we need our children to comply with, it's like complying with our requests. But you see, what I like about the first and then method, it is what the child chooses is the consequence that will be. Because you're giving them options, you're saying first do this, then you can. So they might want to play on their game and have that focus and attention on themselves first, but it's like it's a give and take situation. First do this, then that. And it's only just to build skills, and they can keep their place tidy, when they can pack away their toys, when they can listen, hear instructions and follow through. But it is really important that even with this process, as much as I love it, there are some contributing and key factors that we really need to bear in mind, because during this lockdown, we know it has been challenging and difficult for some families. That increase in domestic abuse, probably arguments, shouting, and all sorts going on. Even children screaming and possibly getting very, very upset and distraught. But this is a way that you can be asking for your child to comply with your request and actually see it done. But one of the things which would be very good, very handy, is to remain calm and follow through. Keep calm and follow through, because sometimes our children say things, do things where we could literally cuss them out. But on this, when you're starting this method, remember in the beginning, you're allowing them the 5 to 15 minutes. And I think that's really age dependent, because you want them to understand what it is that you're asking them to do. And lastly, but not least, praise respectful behavior immediately. Soon as your child has completed the task that you have set out in your first and then, praise them immediately. Don't wait for the next day. Praise them immediately. Because remember last week I had said to you, when I was doing the family contracts, I was going to do one on food with my son. Well, it worked. It worked. So we just drafted up another one, and I can say that the orange juice, which I described to him as medicine, is still in the fridge. It has been glorious to have some drinks out of that every single day. It has been a blessing. And during the week, I just gave my son a high five, and he gave me the high five, and I said, "Do you know what that is for?" And he said, "For not drinking off all the orange juice." And I was like, yes, yes. So when you see it, acknowledge it and praise it. So I have some more questions or comments here, which I'm going to just quickly flick over to. What are we saying here? Oh, Geeta, hey, you're right. How you doing? Thank you, my lovely. I'm just going over the strengthening family, strengthening parenting tools and tips that are my favourites. So thank you, Geeta, for watching and being here on board. So do you have any questions? Did you like the first and then method? Because it is said that you can use this on its own. Yes, that's right, Trisha. We've got to praise them for when they're doing things right. No, seriously, I was so well impressed with it. So, you know, will this work for you? It worked for me. And like I said before, my daughter did present with challenging behaviours, like seriously. At times, I didn't know how I was going to get through. I really didn't. But I did speak to friends, families, godparents. That's why you have godparents come into your children's life. If you have godparents and they're good and they are there, like they are present, use them, call on them, make that phone call, talk, share, and see if there's any advice that they can give you that is good and positive, that will enhance your family's experience to be nice and positive. So it has been a tremendous week, like I said. There's been lots and lots of different blessings. I'm telling you, it's just been wonderful, 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 wonderful. I am just truly, truly, truly grateful. And I have got another couple of messages, and it says, "Thank you, Han. Great advice." Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm here to help. That's what I'm here to do. Oh yes, the spectrum. It does. It does. And I am mindful of that. But again, there are 4 different steps that you can take with here, and you have to look and find out which is the best one for you. Like I said, ADHD, very behavioral problems, like unbelievable. really, really unbelievable. But I went to the parenting course because I needed to have more tools. The arguing, the shouting, doesn't work, and it's time consuming, and it just makes the experience more miserable. And I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to create a different family future vision for us. I wanted us to still, I saw us getting along, having a laugh and things like that. And that is exactly how it is now. So if you do have children on the spectrum, there may be other methods. The thing about the first and then method, you can use it entirely on its own, or you can use it with other practices. Like I continued, just because session 4 came and I found this, it doesn't mean I stopped. I continued with the rest of the journey, took on all the things that I felt, yeah, I'm going to use that. No, I might not use that. And came up with things that I thought would work best. And that is what it is. And whatever you find works best for you, keep it. Keep it. You have what you have. I'm not saying dash it all away. No, learn, enhance from it, build it up. That would be the best course of action to do. So I don't even know what the time is, but I kind of feel that if you have any questions, oh, I did say, yes, I do have one more thing before I leave. And that is, I had someone DM me. I had a parent DM me, and they were saying that the marbles wasn't working. And what they were talking about is using the marbles, like having a jar and putting marbles in there for achievements. Like, say, if they did pack away their toys, you put them in that. And it's linked in with the incentive charts. So I wanted to go over to see if you have set this up properly. You're supposed to, as the parent, write down, it says in the manual 6 things, but I know for this particular parent that put this question to me, I know her child is around 6 or 7 years old. This is what I'm suggesting. Cut it down. It asks for you to write out 6 things. Write 3. 3 of the most important things that you would want your child to do in the house. And in the book, it's got some examples such as make bed, pack up toys, etc. The next instruction is for the child to pick, I think it was 4 out of that list. Well, if you've cut yours down to 3, let your child pick 2. Isn't it better for them to do 2 of the things that are most important to you than giving them 4 and none is getting done? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, telling me what the time is. Oh, I really used to appreciate that. I used to use marbles, only worked for a little while. Now uses it to help him with maths. Excellent. That is a brilliant way of converting. Now, this parent, Trisha, like you're saying, said that the marbles wasn't working. So what I was suggesting was, does he even like marbles? Because some people like stickers, some people like seeing their name on the fridge, and just like having little stars drawn in. Find out what they like. But the next step was to get them to pick 2 out of your 3 most important things that you want done. Then you're supposed to do like places that you want to go. Well, we know it's lockdown, so I'm really advising that you change it up a bit. So stick with the things like food, and the people could start off with members in the household that they want to spend more time with. And as some of the restrictions are lifted, still keeping in line with the 2 meters distance, you might want them or go to someone's front door and say hi so they can see their mate, I don't know, or ride in the park, whatever works for you. And then once you've done that and you've worked out what they're doing, then you're starting to kind of reward the behavior. So if it's making the bed every day, they get their little marbles and stuff like that. But again, check to see if they do like the marbles, because not everyone does. And it's only for a short period of time. So look and think about what it is that you want them to be doing. What behavior do you want them to see done? What activity would you like them to see increased or taken part in? And then try to implement the incentive chart there. So I hope that helped. And that is me for this week, because I want to keep it to half an hour. And that, what are we saying here? Thank you. I now have a point system. That is excellent. That works. That works very, very well. So thank you, parents. Thank you all for sharing this week. I really, really appreciate it. Negotiate with screen time. I just wanted to give you just a little nugget. So, and I know some of you are putting your children to bed because I asked you this last week, but I really appreciate the love and the support. Like last week, if you've got any questions, just send me a message, put your comments below. If you're watching this on the replay, put #replay, and I will see you next week. Mwah. Lots of love. Have a blessed weekend. Look after yourself, look after your loved ones, and take care. That is all for me this week. Thank you so much for your love and engagement. I really, really, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Take care. God bless.